Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Bears and the Bills, just ahead on EA Sports.
With a new stadium rising just to the west of us, for now we're back for football in the familiar setting of Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. The preseason is upon us. So good to be with you. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, about to embark on that journey that ends with the Super Bowl. Greg, so good to finally have football back on the field.
Absolutely, and it doesn't matter if it's preseason, regular season, playoffs. When NFL football's on TV, Mike, it's just better. And I'll tell you what, for these teams and a lot of these young players, this is the start. Just like you said, this is a journey to making the roster, a journey to being there in week 1.
It's a fresh start for both of these clubs. Here we go, week 1 of the NFL preseason. This is fielded inside the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bears come out with their quarterback, Caleb Williams. All of Chicago hoping this is the man who can finally answer that long search for a franchise quarterback for the Bears. He won the Heisman. He's the #1 overall pick in this past year's draft.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback. Great timing and anticipation. The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and they're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran from Western Kentucky. It's Mike White.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rust of the offseason, and get him a couple live reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
Here's White to throw. Into space at the 45. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. That's good for 27 and a first down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. They'll motion over Samuel. They'll run with Cook, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is White. They'll set up the screen to Cook. They smelled the screen and took care of it. Blown up in the backfield.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backward.
Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Bears have it. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery?
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it, and that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
The Bears offense ready to see the football for the second time. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be 1st and 10. Thrown quickly, that's more on the RPO. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Williams now to throw. They'll go underneath to Komet on the screen.
Well, let's give the defense a little credit here. You talk about read and reacting quickly. They recognize the screen right out of the jump, and he's able to beat the blocker to the spot and keep him to no gain.
Open man, that's Duvernay. That's a dozen for number 12, and he's got a 1st down as well.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
This one caught at the 4.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Santos's kick is good. And the Bears are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a 1st down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those 2 things are on point, it results in a 1st down.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. James Cook, touchdown, Bills.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Bass's kick is good. And the Bills move out to a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. A return now from the 4. And he'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Bears offense about ready to take over once more. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Williams. That's caught left side by Odunze. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. They'll run it with Homer. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Larry Ogunjobi with the tackle for the defense. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This is the connection that Bears fans have been dreaming about since these two guys were drafted in this previous spring's draft. I mean, they think they have one of the more formidable young quarterback wide receiver duos in the entire league. Williams, 1st overall pick. Odunze, number 9. The future looks bright in Chicago.
Now a run on 1st down. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. On 2nd down, it's Williams. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. He'll get that to Zacchaeus. A gain of 16 on that pass play. 1st down, Chicago. Handoff here, up the middle. And he'll be taken down.
Well, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack.
And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back. So a costly penalty here. It wipes away the touchdown. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Williams. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Rome Odunze. Touchdown, Chicago.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. That one knocked away and incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one. Here's a 3rd and 10. White. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now White. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Johnson. A gain there of 11. Good for a Bills first down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the first down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does.
He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bears have it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Throwing on first down, it's Williams. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. 10-7 is the score. More after this. You're watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. They'll go with a counter on first down. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll stick with him again. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack, and it's clear why.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. A run here with Homer. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll send a tight end in motion. And he's going to be brought down at the 27, but that's enough. First down as they do it on the ground.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked by the rookie out of Ohio State.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Bills offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Slot man in motion left. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. They'll send him over to the left. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? He'll look to throw. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air one more time. This one taken in by Chenault. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Quickly out to Coleman on the wide receiver screen. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. So on 4th down, time to kick it away. Jake Camarda to do the honors. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Keenum. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Here's Keenum. That's into the hands of Zacchaeus. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. Now Keenum. He'll go left side here and complete this one.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in first and a mile after taking a penalty on first down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable second down.
He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll go right and find his running back.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
The Bills offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to run it.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
Moore going in motion. On 3rd down, here's Johnson. Here's Jake Camarda now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll come up here 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. To throw, here's Keenum. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Now whistles here, and a penalty. Looks like somebody moved early up front. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Keenum. Into the hands of Boykin. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
Now, faking the give. Quick throw, taken in, and they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Back to the ground after the penalty. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a 3-point game. Greg and I back in Buffalo after this. To throw is Keenum. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Bears.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket. Let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. On the return, here comes Evans. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. He's got that complete to Knox. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. Slot man in motion right. Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. This one complete right side. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. The pressure gets there and down he goes. A sack.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
The Bears offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to air this one out. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, he'll keep this one on the ground. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Once again, they keep it on the ground. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this 2nd quarter. The Bears send out their punt team as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. Here's Hardy to return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Back to you two in just a moment. The preseason is upon us as these two teams get things rolling. They'll have 2 more games after this to get ready before week 1 comes our way. It'll be here before you know it. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed. They'll watch the second half with the shoulder pads
to get back
off,
at it,
but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out
to return
to Mike Tirico.
Hardy. And he is stopped at the 25, and the drive will begin there. The home team's offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. They'll run this over the center with Johnson. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of...
In trouble, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Back to throw. Looking downfield for Coleman.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. 1st down sack. 2nd down big play attempt falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. The Bills bringing on the punt team, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Bears offense and their running back set to go once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Matt Milano there to stop him. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. The Bears sending out their punt team. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Now a screen set up for Johnson. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Keenum looking to throw. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Keenum. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection. Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. That one intercepted. Picked off by Terrell Smith. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Keenum. And that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. So the drive begins with a give to Johnson. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Jonathan Owens able to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. He'll look to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. His throw left side is complete. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Keenum. He finds his tight end, that's Smythe. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a 1st down. They'll turn and hand this one off. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down. Looked like movement over there on the left side, and the flag is down. To throw, here's Keenum. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
He's got it at the 7, and he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Touchdown, Chicago. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. Hardy now with the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. And he goes forward. Good gain on that one. Pickup of 8 out to the 33-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points. And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Buffalo. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. That is caught. What a throw. LaVisca Chenault. Touchdown, Buffalo.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Pass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills back within 10. It's now 24-14. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing, Keenum. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. Good work after the catch. They gain 19 yards and a 1st down.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now a give on the ground. A big gain. They finally get him down, but hold everything. There is a flag on the field. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And it'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. This a must-stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. To throw is Keenum. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here comes a return, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bills offense ready for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Johnson. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
They're all set to kick this one away. As this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do. It's all gone according to plan here in this preseason opener, and look to finish things strong here in the 4th quarter. They put Smythe in motion. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. 3rd down and 9. And that is incomplete.
I think that play probably results in a completion if that protection just holds up a little bit longer. It was that initial pressure in the face of the quarterback that forced him to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted. Disrupts that timing, ruins the play.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The home team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Quick throw here is complete.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Quick throw, taken in. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll try to run for it with Johnson. So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one, maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A toss, left side, caught by his running back.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Bills offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Johnson. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. Back to throw. This one taken in by Chenault. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
I love the timing between the receiver and the quarterback. It's a really nice route. He's going to take this up the field, and then when he pulls that string back and he comes out of his break, the ball is there immediately. You can't wait for the receiver to actually look. This ball is well in the air before that receiver comes out of his cut.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Moore going in motion. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. They motion the slot man left. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. And this will be knocked down. Incomplete. Penalty flag down in the backfield. Usually a sign of a hold. Trailing late. They've got to go here. It's 4th down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the Bills' 1st down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving, and then some.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
They'll look to throw yet again. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
He'll look to throw. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Slot receiver headed right. On third down, they'll throw from the gun. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football, and they'll have it just past the 20-yard line.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Keenum. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Keenum. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance.
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford.
So you do a great job all game long. You build up a lead here late in the 4th quarter, but now you get sloppy. This turnover all of a sudden brings a renewed sense of energy to your opponent, who a minute ago thought this game was over, and now they got a little life.
The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect.
That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Dawson Knox. Touchdown, Bills. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. This one taken at the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Bears offense make their way out to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. He'll be brought down. It was a nice pickup, but a penalty flag on the play. Early indications of a hold. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Big-time, opportune sack there by the defense. Mike, they're right on the cusp of field goal range. You can't allow this to become a two-possession ball game here in the fourth quarter. Massive third down coming up here. See if they can get off the field and get the ball back to their offense. I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
This fielded inside the 35. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Bills offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. He's got that complete to Knox. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. That's brought in by the tight end, Knox. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In fourth quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. From out of the gun, he'll throw. He's got it at the 7. He is in. LaVisca Chenault. Touchdown, Buffalo. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills have taken a 4-point advantage. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bears offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, and a crusher there. He can't get a throwaway, and he's taken down.
Just bear with me for a second here, Mike, as everybody loses their mind about why is this play caller throwing the ball on 2nd and inches. The idea is you want to throw on what they call run downs, and this clearly was one of those, and what you're not accounting for is a sack as it brings up 3rd down.
The Buffalo crowd being heard before 3rd down. To throw is Keenum. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Throwing, Keenum. He'll air it out down the middle. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
Give it right up the middle. Here's Johnson. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Johnson. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down forthcoming. Another run here with Johnson. And they've got it on the ground. The mark will come at the 13. But it's a new set of downs. 1st down picked up. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the Bills Mafia goes home happy. It's a win for Buffalo as they start things out with a victory here in the first week of this preseason. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.